My name is John Trimble, and I am the project coordinator for LGBT mobilization at KIC, the Center for LGBT African Americans. Voter Engagement Forum was a moderated style forum so that we can have a conversation with the LGBT community about what's on the ballot, why it's important to get out and vote, and know what you're voting for exactly. I had a very cathartic experience. I learned a lot. We had Senator Coleman Young attend. We had Tony Ferris from Sugar Law Firm. We had Justin Johnson from Keep Homes Healthcare Safe. We had Roland Leggett from Equality Michigan, Lacey Dawson from Organizing for America, and then countless others who came and talked to us about getting out the vote, knowing what to vote on the ballot, and why our vote is important.
About changing the culture that we live in, changing the culture of our city, changing the culture to say that everyone should be included in any process where there is change for change to be. And elections are change, and we do them often. And if we get into the habit of that, I really believe that it is something that can manifest itself into something much bigger than what's going on. We got a lot of proposals on the ballot. A lot of folks wanted to have their issues on the presidential ballot because this is the biggest time for people to get out to vote. And that's great, but I think we need to help, and as we're doing today, help our citizens to know and understand that some of these issues you really got to pay attention to. You can't just listen to soundbites, you can't just listen to commercials because they can be deceiving and confusing.
But you know what? Come November 7th, we have things we need to continue to work on. Because just like we all came out to vote in 2008, in 2010, we sat at home. So even when you come up and you talk about getting out to vote, we're not just talking about getting out to vote for Tuesday. We're talking about getting out to vote for November 7th, for 2014, for 2016, and on. So when you go and talk to someone and they say, well, you say, that's all right. You missed this. But I want you to ride with me to the polls so you can see these people who are going to stand in that line. To do that, because guess what? They got your back, even though you didn't, because no president can do it all alone. All these issues that you're going to talk about and hear about tonight, those affect you beyond what happens in the White House. They're going to affect you right here.
I'm not a member of the LGBT community, but I come from a movement that believes that an injury to one is an injury to all. An injustice to any worker anywhere is an injustice to all workers everywhere. We are all sisters and brothers in our shared struggle for justice, fairness, and equality. So when the radical right passed that unjust law banning marriage equality through the constitutional amendment process, we were fighting along your side in organized labor, not just because it was the right thing to do, because we're a movement of working people, and you are a part of our movement. You are our movement. In fact, when we overturn that unjust amendment someday, not this election cycle, but hopefully soon, we will be by your side. In fact, we'll be right there in the trenches with you.
I'm State Senator Coleman Young II. One of my major reasons for being here is because I want to make sure that I reach out to the LGBT community at KIC. I want to make sure that there are a lot of issues that they have that I think needs advocacy. But more importantly, I really believe that now is the time that we start really having equality in this country. And I think that some of the ways in which members of the LGBT community, people of the LGBT community have been treated is wrong. I think the fact that we actually have government deciding who can get married and who can't, I think is wrong. I think that's completely outside the range or scope of what government should be doing. Secondly, I think there's a lot of economic issues that we need to be dealing with within the LGBT community. So basically, I just wanted to reach out. I want to do the best I can to advocate for them in my district. I just want to say thanks to the LGBT community and KIC.
I really want to push everybody going to the polls in record numbers like we did in 2008, and even in more numbers than we did in 2008. This election has been the most divisive election in modern times, and we need to strike back and make sure that we make a bold statement that we are here, we are loud, and we are not going anywhere. Stand up and be counted.